Coming into the 2024 season, there were lots of question marks surrounding the Red Sox rotation. It had been the downfall of the team's success in each of the last 5 seasons. You'd have to go back to 2018 to find a Red Sox pitching staff with an ERA below 4. This year's rotation was young, with not much major league success to that point. Of course, the franchise just traded away their ace of the last several seasons, the often injured Chris Sale. New pitching coach Andrew Bailey and first-year GM Craig Breslow were seeking a new direction with its pitching staff. The organization liked their young assets, ignoring the hasty fans who were upset about the lack of offseason moves. And high on that list was Tanner Houck. A first-round pick back in 2017, the talented right-hander certainly had the stuff to be an elite arm. His nasty sinker-slider combination and deceptive arm slot drew comparisons to Chris Sale when he first came onto the scene. But whether or not Houck could be a starter or reliever was still up for debate, even prior to this season. Houck pitched well out of the bullpen in his first 2 seasons, with some notable relief appearances during the 21 postseason. It also became apparent that he may have trouble getting through 6 innings. 2023 was Houck's first full season in the Red Sox rotation. His 5 ERA was the highest in the staff, and opposing hitters slugged .560 when facing him for the 3rd time. This provoked conversations about whether Tanner Houck would be better suited for the bullpen. We'll fast forward to mid-June, and those conversations are long gone. It's sort of comical to think that Houck was just a fringe candidate for a rotation job during spring training. As of June 14th, Houck's 2.08 ERA is tied for the 3rd best in the American League. He's also thrown the 2nd most innings with the 5th best whip and the least home runs allowed by qualified starters. He's without a doubt one of the best starting pitchers in not only the American League, but in all of baseball. And he's certainly a candidate to start the All-Star game for the American League. Houck has gone 6 innings or more in 12 of his 14 starts, and opponents slugged just .309 when facing him for the 3rd time. His main weakness from last season is now his greatest strength. So how does this happen? One of the main factors is health. Houck was coming off a back surgery in 2023, so he was still dealing with the effects of that by the time the season came around. For a good chunk of the first half, Houck said he had a really hard time finding his mechanics again. He said his whole body felt out of whack, and he got even more unlucky. After a slow start, he was really starting to hit his stride, before getting hit in the face with a line drive. Houck was extremely lucky he didn't have any long-term complications, but he still had a facial fracture that kept him out till mid-August. But thankfully Houck had a healthy offseason, and it's shown so far. Another main factor in this transformation is the fact that Houck is pounding the zone consistency. He's throwing 65% first pitch strikes, which is the best of his career, and his walk rate is one of the best in baseball at 4%. Just watch him pitch. He's constantly got batters in 0-2, 1-2 holes. With his stuff, 3 legit pitches, which we'll get into, it's tough to hit this guy when you're constantly behind in counts. A lot of this can be attributed to Andrew Bailey. His main motto for Red Sox pitchers this season is to pound the zone with your best stuff. Houck has done that to a T, and it's a massive reason why he's been so successful. It's allowing him to then expand the zone with his wipeout stuff. His chase rate of over 30% shows that. Another major factor is the splitter. Last season it was just an average 3rd pitch, but it's been a legitimate offering this season, and he's throwing it way more than he did last season. Here's where Andrew Bailey comes in again. Last season, Houck threw that splitter with a conventional grip, with the index and middle fingers spread apart. Bailey worked with Houck on a different grip, this one more of a mix between a changeup and splitter. It's a grip that Logan Webb of the Giants uses. Webb is another guy whose career has transformed under Andrew Bailey. Bailey became the Giants pitching coach prior to the 2020 season. Webb was a struggling young starter who was primarily a 4-seam pitcher. Bailey tinkered with his arsenal and likely some grips too. Webb began throwing a sinker, which is now an elite pitch with ridiculous movement. His changeup is of course nasty, and his sweeper is a solid 3rd offering. Look back at Houck and the comparisons are crazy. That split change has been an elite offering. Its run value has flipped from a -6 to a +5, and it's generating way more movement. It pairs perfectly with his elite sinker, which is one of the nastiest pitches in baseball with over 30 inches of vertical movement. It's helped him generate one of the best ground ball rates in all of baseball. And don't even get me started on Tanner Houck's slider. It's the best slider in the majors when you look at run value, and the 2nd best among all pitch types. Batters hit just 180 against it. Houck has a legitimate 3-pitch mix, and when you pound the zone as much as he does, it's very hard to hit. I also love his demeanor on the mound. It looks like nothing ever phases him. There's nothing wrong with more animated guys like David Price or Nick Pivetta, but there's something about an even-keeled guy like Tanner Houck that just exudes confidence. He's got to be my favorite pitcher to watch right now. He's gone from fringe starter to a potential all-star. It is still early. Houck has already logged 91 innings and is approaching his career high 106 that he set last season. We still haven't seen him stay healthy over a full 200. So we can't say he's a legitimate ace just yet, but man, this guy certainly has the potential to be one. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and slap that like button. That way I'll know to make more videos like this. And make sure you subscribe so you don't miss future videos.